Bae, have you been putting things off for too long? Hmm? I guess that's a no. Well, maybe we can learn a lot from Bae. Hey there. Welcome to Mental Health Music Lessons. My name is Imanni. I write music for mental health awareness. Bae is here with us as well, standing on the keyboard, eating up some stuff that she should not be eating. And today we're going to be talking about the maybe later list that we mentioned in the last video and how to avoid putting things into maybe later for too long, aka procrastination, and avoiding that. Let's say that you had a to-do list that looked like this. And we already know that we practice piano repertoire, so we're just going to delete that because we did it already. And we have this maybe later list, play harp, play banjo, right? Let's pretend that it has been a complete year and we've been completing tasks and things have been getting done, but yet there are still these two things here. At the very least, I would say that at the end of a year, you should go to your maybe later list and delete things that need to be deleted. Because if you haven't done it in a year, then you might not be that interested in it. Now, this is for things that are optional. If there's something that you need to get done, for example, medical stuff, for example, government stuff, then those are situations where it's time to use other strategies to motivate yourself to get these things done. So I have 3 things in our maybe later list. I just added a new one here. Learn to play the harp. Now, because playing the harp is not something we need to get done, I'm going to delete that because it's been, let's pretend, a year that I haven't done that. Learn to play the banjo, same thing. I'm going to delete it. It's been a year. If I really want to learn how to play the banjo, then I'll remember it in my head and I'll write it down again in the future. Now, this one, return borrowed violin, that not only relates to someone else, but this is maybe a financial situation. For example, if you borrow an instrument from a music store and don't return it on time, there may be fees and stuff like that. These are things that have distinct consequences that are not personal self consequences. For example, if I don't learn the banjo, then I may not experience that joyful part of my life. I could find joy in other ways, however. In this case, if I don't return a borrowed instrument, there will be fees. And fees is not something that I can replenish myself. You don't want to experience fees. Long story short, you don't want to experience that. So for something like this, we need a tactic where we can motivate ourselves to get this done. Whenever there's a task that has to be done, I like to start at where I physically am. I'm sitting down on a piano bench in my room, and I like to ask myself, okay, what can I do immediately, right now, to help me get to the point where I am returning this violin? By the way, I don't need to return a violin. This is just an example, just so you know. So what do I need to do? The first thing I need to do is get up. So I'm going to get up out of my seat and I'm going to take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Because I'm glad that I actually motivated myself to get up. And I know that I'm getting up because my goal is to accomplish that task, which is to return that borrowed violin. I like to go step by step, such as I get up, I go to the violin, I find the violin, I bring the violin upstairs, I bring the violin right next to the door so that when I leave the house, I know I'm going to bring the violin into the car so I can return it. I put the location of the violin shop into my phone navigation system. I just push it on and I just turn the phone off afterwards. I just let it sit there. Doing these little small steps will bring us closer and closer to getting something that we wanted to initially put off for as long as possible done. It's much easier to take a big problem and break it down into small bite-sized pieces so you can address the small pieces and then address the larger chunk at the end. Okay, cool cats. I hope you learned something about music as well as about mental health. I hope you can use these tips and tricks for music things that you may be putting off inside your life, as well as personal things that you might be putting off inside your life. I do it too. Procrastination is just a human thing. But that doesn't mean that we have to allow procrastination to control our lives. By using these tips and tricks, you'll be able to go through procrastination and reach the other side and reach your goals. I hope you have a mentally healthy rest of your day. This has been Imanni from Imanni Music. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions. Bye.